on YouTube.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to Visualpath EdTech. The second day say the second day is TCS NQT free session. Today we are going to discuss about few more models. But before going to see the models, let's recall what we had discussed yesterday. So yesterday we had discussed about the patterns, models, etc. And even we have discussed about some of the questions, some of the models we have discussed, especially what is aptitude, why it is required, how to apply aptitude skills we have discussed, and we have discussed few problems like few are from percentages, profit and loss, uh, time and work we have discussed it. Like this we have discussed a few models, and now we are going to discuss some more models uh, from mostly reasoning part, because yesterday we had discussed from quant, and today we are going to discuss from the reasoning part. Guys, when it comes to reasoning, many people uh, will think in a very different way. They will try to understand the given data and they will pick up answer from their understanding. Now, what is reasoning? If you are going to observe, the definition of reasoning is like this: judging an aspect as to fact within the scope of the given context. I am repeating once again: judging an aspect as to fact within the scope of the given context. What does it mean, sir? Say, for example, if I am going to ask you a question like, what is your name? What is your name? You might have heard this question many times in your life, and you have given an answer which you have been using regularly, maybe John, Joy, Jay, Ram, etc. But if you are going to think logically, the answer for this question is different from your answer. How it is, sir? Let us assume that there is no word called name in this language. Let's assume that there is no word called name in this language. Now, can you answer this question? Can you answer what is your? Give me an answer. What is your? The answer is completely depends on this word. Am I correct or not? Am I correct or not? So, guys, context means it is a combination of question as well as answer. Life is a combination of context. You take human being life, every moment is a combination of question as well as answer. If I'm going to ask you what is your name, it is the combination of a question as well as the answer. If I'm going to ask you where do you want to go, it is a combination of question and answer. You take human being thought process. If you are going to observe your thoughts, a thought will come, immediately an answer will come and vanish the first thought, and again another thought will come. This is how the thought process. It is a context, right? Now, the right answer for this question is name itself. If there is no word called name in English language, then you can't answer this question. I'm repeating once again. If there is no word called name in English language, can you say that I am Ravi? Can you say that I am Nirmala? Can you say that I am Joy or Jay? If there is no word called name in English language, can you answer this question? So what I mean to say here, when there is a question like what is your name, the answer is there in the question. Is there in the question. So it is called a context. Now I have given a definition for reasoning. A context is a combination. A context. A context is a combination of question as well as answer. If you are going to observe clearly, you take any context. You take any question. I have a question here. See, I have a question here. So I'll show you how it is. The question is identifying the word patterns. There are some words you need to identify. In what pattern that question is there? Identify the next word in the sequence. Here they are given apple, banana, cherry, and what is the next word? Now if you are going to observe this one, all these three are fruits. That is the first clue. The moment you have seen the pattern, it gives all these three words or fruits. This is the first one. And the second thing is the first word apple starts with A, the second word starts with B, and the third word starts with C. Obviously, if you are going to use the basic common sense, the third word should starts with D. Now you should remember or recall the fruits which starts with the letter D. The name of the fruits which starts with the letter D. The first one, yeah, what are those? Dates is a fruit. So if there is a word called dates in the given option, you need to pick that one as answer. Here are not given options, but usually you will be there. You will be getting options now, so that you can pick the answers easily. But you have to remember one thing, that while you are picking the answers, don't involve yourself. Don't involve your emotions. Strictly, you have to confine for the given data. Based on the given data, you need to pick the answer. I hope that you understand, right? Now we'll see. The next one is, yeah, here I have given few more patterns. See, if you are going to observe here, I've given another pattern: fish, whale, dolphin. I've given three. What are those three? Three marine animals. Sea animals I have given. The first one is fish. The second one is whale, and the third one is dolphin. What would be the next? Now you may get it out, sir. There are thousands of fishes are there in the sea. How can I pick? How can you show that whether it is this particular fish? Now you have to check. Fish is smaller than whale. Whale is smaller than dolphin. Dolphin is smaller than shark. That is what you need to pick. You have to use common sense. Here, technical knowledge is not required. You have to use common sense. As I already told you, aptitude means applying common sense when there is a problem, using natural talent, using natural ability, right? Now coming to the next one, here Earth is there, Mars is there, and Jupiter is there. All these three are planets. Now he's asking you what would be the next name, planet name you have to write here. Earth, Mars, Jupiter. If you are going to observe, there is a relation among the any two consecutive words. If you are going to take these two, there is a relation. What is that relation? The distance between Earth and Mars is lesser than the distance between Mars and Jupiter. And the next word which you are going to take its distance should be lesser than these two. So the next word is this one, that is Saturn. Now guys, the next question is red, orange and yellow. Here the given colors, as we know that from the rainbow, that will be colors like Weber, from there has taken. If you are going to observe all these colors from rainbow following the order of the spectrum, they are following this spectrum. So the next color would be green. Next, coming to the next one, he has given names of the words, numbers 1, 3, 5. As we know that 1, 3, 5, all are odd numbers. You have to pick the next odd number, that is 7. Right? This is how you need to identify the patterns based on the given logic. Remember, when you are extracting the given data, you should not involve, your emotion should not involve in the given data. The moment you are going to involve, your mind is going to give n number of reasons which are not correct. You have to pick a right reason from the given data. That is the reasoning. That is the reason I have given a definition for reasoning. What is the definition? Judging an aspect as to fact within the given context. Whatever the context has given, here this is the context. Red, orange, yellow is the context. You need to identify, you need to observe the pattern, you need to identify the logic, and then you have to give the answer. Right? Now we'll move to the next one. The next one is, here he has given 4 letters. And he has asked you what would be the next letter. Yes, as we know that we have a topic called series. In this series, there are 2 subtopics. There are letter series and number series. Here is a question from the letter series. Now, you have to identify the missing letter. For this, you need not apply any mathematical formula or something. If you have basic common sense, you can identify the logic or the next number very easily. This is 1, 3, 5, 7. A is number 1, C is number 3, E equals to 5, G equals to 7. All these are codes according to the alphabet. Now, what would be the next odd number? What would be the next odd number? I'm asking you, what would be the next odd number? The next odd number is, would you like to take 9? Is it odd? Is it odd? Yes, it is odd. Yes, it is odd. What is the formula for odd number? 2n plus 1, right? So, the next number is I, that is 9. This is how you need to analyze the given data and identify the logic. And then we'll be moving to the next one, that is, what comes next in the given series? Here, they are given a question from number series. The previous one is letter series. So, let us think logically. Is given a pattern. If you are going to observe, this is 2 and the next one is 4, 8, 16. Can we write this one is 2 power 1? Of course. And this can be written as 2 square. This is 2 cube. And this is 2 power 4. And the next number should be 2 power 5, that is 32. Understands? So basic common sense is enough to solve these questions, right? I'll move to the next question. Yeah. This question from seating arrangements. Now, how many types of seating arrangements are there? Before going to solve this question, there are two types of seating arrangements are there. One is circular seating and the other is horizontal or like this vertical seating. People who are sitting around a table are going to face towards the center, or else people who are sitting on a bench, they will be facing towards a direction. Okay? When it comes to circular sitting, all the people who are sitting around a table are facing towards the center. Whereas here, they are going to face some particular direction. Now you need to remember a point here. If in the given data, if the direction has not mentioned, in this case, we have to consider that they are facing towards north. In horizontal setting arrangements, if the direction is not given, we have to consider that they are facing towards north. Of course, here, anyhow, they are going to give complete information they are going to give. Now we'll be solving this question. What is this question? 5 people are there, A, B, C, D, E. They are sitting like this in a row. They are sitting in a row. And what he said, arrange 5 friends A, B, C, D in a row such that A and B are not next to each other. So what does it mean? See, if you are going to take A here, understand, B should not be here immediately. B should not be here immediately. That's my point or not? So B somewhere can sit here. Like this kind of patterns you need to identify. It could be different patterns based on the given information. Of course, here I've given just one statement. So based on this information, I've written this logic. This is the answer. But if there are more points are given in the given data, if more information is there in the given data, and that information also you have to consider while you are solving the problem, right? Now we'll move to the next question. See, this is coming to coding decoding. Now guys, we have different types of questions. Usually there will be a question like this. A word has given and it has coded in this way. In the same pattern, what is the code for this word? He has asked it. Now, what is the word apple has given? And the word apple has coded with this word. If you are going to observe this one, here the first letter is A and here the first letter is B. So what is the logic here? A plus 1. A is 1, B is 2 in alphabetical order. Now if you have seen the next one, P is actually 16, P is 16, and if you are going to see this Q is 17. Similarly here also P 16, Q 17. Here L is 12 and M is 13. And here E is 5 and F is 6. So what is the logic here? The logic is plus 1. Every time For every letter, they have added 1. Now apply the same logic here. If you are going to apply the same logic here, O plus 1, that is P, Q plus 1, sorry, R plus 1, that is S, then A becomes B, N becomes O, the next letter, that is plus 1, G becomes H, and E becomes F. So this is the code for the given word based on the given logic. You may think, sir, why should I write like this only? I want to add plus 2. If the given logic is plus 2, you can add that one. You may get it out, sir, why should I add plus 1? I want to reduce 1, sir. I want to make it minus 1. If the given logic is minus 1, you have to apply the same logic. Understand? That's the reason first you need to identify the given logic. Then you have to solve the question. You can take any word, you can give any code, and you can ask based on the code for the next word. Right? I hope that you understand the logic. Now, this is again a question from blood relations, basic question. Blood relations is all about our relations. Now here I want to tell you something very interesting. Many people, they'll answer the question and they'll say that I am right. But end of the day, the answer is going to be wrong. You know why? The reason is very simple. However long you are solving the questions in competitive examinations, when it comes to blood relation, you have to choose only scientific relations, not regular relations in India. I'll tell you why it is. Interesting logic I'll give you. Just see. Let us assume that there is a person called A, who is a male, has a sister, a brother and a sister. Interestingly, this brother has a son and daughter, his sister has a son and daughter. Guys, if you are going to observe carefully, let us assume that this A is from North Coastal Andhra Pradesh. Then this guy can marry this girl. That is the custom, that is the culture is there in North Coastal Andhra Pradesh. A person who is male can get married with a girl who is his own sister's daughter. But if you will come to Telangana, if you will go to North India, the same relation is not there. Got my point? Now, let's assume that they have given a question based on this logic. A Hindu is going to write a different answer, whereas a Muslim is going to give a different answer. You know how it is? I'll tell you the interesting thing. Let's assume that this boy is a Muslim. This boy is a Muslim. Interestingly, they won't get marriage with this girl. They'll get marriage with this girl. That is their custom. It is there in their religion. I don't know whether it is there in the religion, but it is there in their custom. Now, a boy from Hinduism and a boy from Islamic are going to answer the same question according to their customs. Then they will get two different answers to whom they have to give answer. They have to give marks. That is the reason I am saying that however long you are using blood relations, however long you are actually answering the question from blood relations, you should not apply on yourself or from your custom, you should not apply those logics. You have to think scientifically. There are scientific relations, and you strictly have to follow those relations. Now, if we come to this particular question, yes, A is the brother of B. A is the brother of B. So brother, A's gender is male. B the sister of C. B the sister of C, sister, female of C. Now what is the relation from A to C, from here to here, as I asked the question? A very interesting question actually. If the same question is asked like this, what is the relation from C to A, then you can't answer this question. You know why? To answer any question from blood relations, you should know the subject's gender. Here, he has asked what is the relationship between A and B. He has not asked specifically what is the relation from A to B or C to A. If it is the question, it's difficult to answer. Of course, from A to C we can answer because A is male, A is brother of B, B is brother of B is sister of C. So A is brother of C, you can say. Brother of C. If the question is how is the relation from A to C? If they are going to ask you the same question in such a way that how is C related to A, you can't say because we don't know the gender of C. Gender of C. That means C is whether male or female, we don't know. That's my point. In such case, we have to answer data is not sufficient or data inadequate. Now, for this question, what is the relationship between A and B? Means they are siblings. They are brother and sister, siblings. That's my point. Right. Now we'll go to the next one. A very simple question from directions. Direction sense. It is interesting. Direction sense, which we have been using every minute in our life, but we never bothered about that one so far. We know only few things they are, that is north south, east west, north south. We know only this much information. If you are little bit more enthusiastic, then you will know these more cardinal directions. Basic directions are for north, south, east, west, and the other directions. This is northeast, this is southeast, southwest, and then northwest. These are called cardinal directions. Now, the question usually they are going to ask you in such a way that whether you are aware of your movements in which direction you are moving. Let us assume that now I am facing, let's assume that now I am facing towards east. When I am going to turn towards my right hand side, the angle between these two directions is 90 degrees. So my immediate right or my immediate left is going to be 90 degrees. If I am going to turn my right hand side, it is clockwise direction, and if I am going to turn towards left hand side, it is anti-clockwise direction. Got my point or not? My immediate right turn is clockwise direction, which is 90 degrees. My immediate left is anti-clockwise direction, it is again 90 degrees. Got it. So this basic sense you should know. Now let us assume that there is a question. I have started from my home and walked towards my college. I have started from my home. I took right turn and walked towards my college. Interesting. Now, which direction am I moving? Which direction am I moving? I'm repeating once again. I started from my home, walked 1 kilometer, then I took my right turn. Now, which direction am I facing? Can you answer that one? If you can think logically, some data is missing. What is the data? I started from my home, walked 1 kilometer, I said. But in which direction I have walked, I have not mentioned. In this case, it's difficult to answer the question. Whether you have moved in south direction or east or west, we have not mentioned. In the given data, that point is not there. Then what we have to do is, you have to do only one thing, that is, if the initial direction is not mentioned, then you have to consider that direction is always north. If the initial direction has not mentioned, then you have to consider that direction is always north. Now, can you answer the same question? I started from my home, walked 1 kilometer, then I took my right hand side. So when the initial direction has not mentioned, I walked towards north 1 kilometer, then I took my right turn. That means it's my east direction. I'm facing towards east. Like this, you need to sense. You need to have sense about your direction. Then only you can answer the questions. Right? Here is a question. I've given the fundamentals. Now here is a question. What is that? If you face north and turn 90 degrees clockwise direction. Now which direction are you facing? The same which I have given example. Randomly I have given example. I have not seen this question, but the question is same. You are facing towards north. You are standing here facing towards north. Then from this direction you took right turn 90 degrees like this. This is right. That is your east. So the answer is east. Got it? So this is how you need to answer the questions. Guys, once again I'm telling, if you want to answer questions from reasoning, no need to bring your mathematical knowledge. No need to use formulae. It is enough to have common sense. If you are not good at fundamentals, this is also called social knowledge. Okay, so if you have that knowledge, you can answer the questions very easily. Now, up to here we have seen reasoning part. Up to here we have seen reasoning part. So guys, we do have different models from this one, and we do have questions from clocks and calendars also. There is a question usually asked in calendars. What is the day of the week when a person was born on 10th April 1973? They will give you one date. 10th April, that is 4th, 1973. A person who was born on 1973, April 10th. You can answer this question very easily if you know the fundamentals. If you know something about the calendars. Got it? Which calendar are we using now? Can you comment, someone? What is the calendar we people have been using? Do you know that one? The calendar which we have been using is called Gregorian calendar. Gregorian calendar. Okay. And coming to the next one, there are some questions like, the question is, can we use a calendar, let's assume that 2024 calendar is there. This year calendar. Can we use the same calendar after how many years? My question is, 2024 calendar is there. Can we use the same calendar without changing anything after how many years? Do you know that one? We can calculate. We can use the same calendar after 28 years. How it is? That's what the logic you need to know. If we can write this one in the form of 4n or 4n plus 1, 4n plus 2, 4n plus 3. There are 4 stages. If you can write this number in the form of 4n, you can use this calendar after 28 years. Got it? Or else if it is 4n plus 1, you can use the same calendar after 6 years. If it is 4n plus 2 or 4n plus 3, you can use the same calendar after 11 years. What we have to do, it is enough to divide with 400. You need to divide with 4. If you can divide with 4, you can find out the value. Based on the given value, you can write whether the calendar can be used after how many years. If the remainder is going to be 0, then after 28 years. If the remainder is going to be 6, then after, if the remainder is going to be 1, then 6, 2, 3, 11, like this you can use the calendar. Similarly, if it comes to clocks, problems from clocks also plays major role actually. Definitely nowadays they are asking one question. So for that you need to have basic sense. You should know how the dial of a clock is, how many parts are divided of a dial in a clock. These are the basic things you should know. Guys, I'm not talking about mathematics, I'm talking about sense, common sense. So if you want to know more clearly, just take a clock or a watch at your home, observe, you could understand how the patterns, how it is moving, what could be the angles between the minute hand and hour hand. In the 15 minutes, what is the angle? In like in 180 minutes, what is the angle? You can see, right? Now, we'll move to the next point, that is quant. Here is a typical mathematics question. I know that you people are from mathematics, so you can answer these questions very easily. In one of the examinations, he has given this question. What is that? 3x plus 4y equals to 12 and 2x plus 5y equals to 10. Then what is the value of x plus y? Guys, these two are two simultaneous equations actually. These two are two simultaneous equations. We have learned how to solve simultaneous equations in even 8th standard. So it is enough to solve these two equations. 3x minus 4y equals to 12. 2x plus 5y is equal to 10. It is enough to solve these two. I think you know that multiplying with 2, multiplying with 3, 2 becomes, any one variable is going to be cancelled, and then you will be getting the second the value of the variable, and it is enough to substitute that variable's value in any one of the given equations. Let's assume that in this case you got a y value, these two gets cancelled, you got y value. So y is, how much it is? 6 by 23. Now you have to substitute this value in any one of the equations, whether it is 3x minus 4y is equal to 12, or here 2x plus 5 is 2x plus 5y is equal to 10. You can substitute in any one of the equations, then you will be getting the x value. Now x value Here, how much it is? 2x equals to 10. That is 2x equals to 10 minus 30 by 23. This is what exactly? 10 minus 30 by 23. And then x equals to, you have to send this to other side because it is multiplying here. You have to send to other side and simplify, then you will be getting the value. So you finally he has asked you x plus y, right? Now you have to add these two. So you will be getting this value, simplification. So simplification, as you know that, we'll be using Bardema's rule, right? That is all. This is basic mathematics question. Here, no formula, nothing. Mathematics, purely mathematics. This is a pure mathematics. This is a question from pure mathematics. Now, this is again a question from time and distance, trains. Interesting. Now, before going to solve this question, I have a question to you. What is average? What is average? Average equals to sum of the quantities by number of quantities. This we know pretty well. We have learned it the even 4th, 5th standard. Now here the question is, find the average speed. Find the average speed of the train. Now you need to be careful. You know that average equals to sum of the quantities by number of quantities. Here the question is, what is the average speed of the train? Here he has asked average speed. Many people are going to use the same formula here, but you can't. Both are different. Average is different with finding average is different with finding average speed. Anyhow, we are going to use the same formula, but we need to apply again common sense. How it is, we will see. A train travels at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour for the first 30 minutes and then 80 kilometers per hour for the next 45 minutes. Train is same. Its speeds are different. First half an hour it has covered 60 kilometers and then the second half an hour, second 45 minutes, it has covered 80 km. Now in the whole journey, what is the average speed? So average speed equals to total distance by total time. See, if you are going to compare with this, here sum of the quantities by number of quantities, right? That's okay. But here total distance, there are two distances, right? There are two distances. First half an hour it has covered some distance and the second half an hour it has covered some distance. So that total distance by total time. Now see, here time is there, distance is there, speed is there. So first what we have to do, first we have to find the total distance. This one you have to find. What is the total distance? Distance is equal to speed into time. This is the formula first you have to use. See, in this case I have used it. Distance covered in the first 30 minutes. Distance covered in the first 30 minutes. In the first 30 minutes, the train has traveled 60 kilometers per hour. So, 60 into 30 by 60 because it's 1 hour, right? So, it has covered 30 km. Now, similarly, in the second 45 minutes, it has covered 85 kilometers per hour, right? In 45 minutes. So 80 into 45 by 60, which is 60 kilometers per hour. This is the total distance. What is the total distance? Total distance is 30 plus 60, 90 kilometers it has covered. 90 kilometers it has covered. Now, so far we have identified only total distance. Now we have to find total time. Total time, how much it is? He has given. Here 30 minutes, here 45 minutes. Totally 75 minutes. Okay, we are converting into hours. That is the reason I have divided with 60. So which is nothing but 5 by 4 hours. Now come to the formula. What is the formula? Average speed equals to total distance by total time, which is nothing but average speed equals to total distance 90 km by 5 by 4. So we are multiplying. So 90 into 4 by 5, which is 72 kilometers. What is the average speed? 72 kilometers per hour the train has traveled. This is what exactly the approach. Now you may get a doubt, sir. We will be having 1 minute time to solve the question, but you have taken 5 minutes time. Yes, of course. I have given explanation. When you know the method and methodology and the approach, then you can answer this question less than 30 seconds also. It all depends on how you are going to do practice. Understands? Now we will move to the next question. The next question is very simple. The cost of 2 pens and 3 pencils is 10 rupees, while the cost of 4 pens and 6 pencils is 220 rupees. What is the total cost of 8 pens and 12 pencils? Guys, again, if you are going to observe this one, by using this method, what is this method? Simultaneous equations. We have learned even in 8th standard. 2 pens, 3 pencils. That's what. So pencils I have taken as cube, which is equal to 10, 110, right? 4 pens and 6 pencils are taken 20. I said equation number 1, equation number 2. As I already told you, you're all from mathematics background. So we can, even though you're not mathematics background, doesn't matter in 10th standard, 8th standard, 9th standard, simultaneous equations. It's a basic thing. After solving this one, you will be having one value. It is enough to substitute in others. Either you will be getting p value or q value. It is enough to substitute in any one of the equations. You will be getting the other value. This is how you need to solve. Now, this is a question from geometry. So geometry, when it comes to geometry, again here 2-dimension geometry, 3-dimension geometry is there. So be careful. This is the topic which people are usually feel difficult. You know why? You cannot apply any logics in geometry. I'm sure that you can't apply any logics in geometry. The only thing which you can do is, if you know the fundamentals, area, parameters in 2D, 3D, then only you can solve. Here is given the parameter of a rectangle. So if you are going to take this one, it's a rectangle. So the length, this is LB. The length is 3 times than width. So if you take this is 1 cm, then it will be 3 cm. That's what he has given. What is the area of the rectangle? So I have just told you parameter is 2 into L plus B. That we know that we have learned. We have already learned 2 into L plus B, right? So you apply that formula, substitute these values, and you will be getting the answer, which is very simple. Actually, this is a question from, I think, 5th or 6th standard textbook. Now, it is a question from profit and loss. A man sells an article for 20% profit. If he sell that article 100 rupees less, he would have incurred a loss of 10%. What is the cost price of the article? See, let's assume that a person has purchased an article. Let's assume that for 100 rupees he has purchased. And then he is selling that article for 20% profit. So his SP is 120 rupees. Am I correct or not? According to the given data only. If CP is 100 rupees, his SP is 120. Now, if he is going to sell that article 100 rupees less, that's my point or not? So, if you are going to take, okay, if you have any confusion, let us assume that the cost price is 1000 rupees and he is selling for 1200 rupees. If he is going to sell that article 100 rupees less, for example, he is selling for 900 rupees, okay, then what would be the cost price he is asking? So for this, the basic common sense is enough. 1000 rupees cost price, he is selling for 100 rupees less, that is 100 rupees, that is, so he is selling for 900 rupees. So you need to calculate his loss percentage. So loss percentage is how? Loss by CP into 100 you need to apply. That is basic question. Now, here it is a question. A circular wire is bent to a form of circle radius. Yeah. See, there is a wire, it is bent like in the form of circle, and the radius of this circle, this is 14 centimeters, here is given. What is the length of the wire if it is bent to form a square? Interesting. So if the same wire is going to be used to form a square, then what is the length of the square? What is the length of the wire? Now interesting guys, here this is R is given. So the circumference of the circle is equal to the perimeter of the square. That's it, right? This is the circumference which is equal to the perimeter of the square. This is if you are going to observe this one, square perimeter is 4a square. Here, this is circumference is 2 pi r. I am repeating once again. The perimeter of the circle is 2 pi r. The perimeter of the square is 4a square. So, if you can find the value of r, that is enough, we can substitute in this formula, we can find. Here I have given. See, circumference equals to 2 pi r radius, that's what here I have written, 2 pi r radius, which is in the place of r, 14 is substituted here. If you are going to simplify, you will be getting r value, and perimeter square is 4 side square, actually this is, okay, and if you are going to solve this one, you will be getting this equation 4x equals to 2 pi a into 14. After simplifying, you will be getting this value 2 pi into 14 by 4 centimeters. This is the value you will be getting. The basic calculation only, you have to do that one. Now, this is again a very interesting topic. You know, probability. Probability is all about chance. There are 6 red balls and 4 blue balls are there in a bag, and if you are going to if you are drawn a ball randomly, if 2 balls are drawn, not one, if 2 balls are drawn randomly, what is the probability that both the balls are blue? Interesting. How many balls are there? Total 10 balls are there. 6 plus 4, 10 balls are there. Let us assume that you have taken one ball. If you are going to take the first ball, when you are going to take the first ball, to become blue, what are the possibilities? There are 4 possibilities. Let us assume that you have taken the first ball. Then the possibility is this one, 4 by 10. Total 10 balls are there. Out of that, 4 balls, 4 blue balls are there. When you pick one ball, it could be one of the balls from these 4 balls, right? So that is the reason the first chance is 4 by 1. Now, when you are moving to the next one, the first ball you kept one side. Now, how many balls are there? There are only 9 balls because you already taken out one ball. One blue ball you have taken out. So, to get the second blue ball, how many possibilities are there? Now, there are only 3 possibilities because you have already taken one. So, in that case, it will be 3 possibilities out of what are the total possibilities? Is it 10 or 9? 9 only because out of 10 you already taken one, right? So in that case you will be having 3 by 9, that is 1 by 3. In this case 4 by 10, that is 2 by 5. And in the third case, okay, he has asked only twice drawn up 2 balls, right? So the total possibilities are 2 by 5 into 1 by 3, that is 2 by 15. So for this, mathematics is not required. You put a box, keep 6 red balls, 4 blue balls, all are 10 balls are there. So total possibility 10, that is in the denominator. You pick one ball, there is a possibility of getting this ball, this is a blue ball, that is 4, because there are 4 balls. I am talking about possibility. It could be red also, forget about the red because we are not discussing about the red. The question is all about blue balls, so that it could be blue ball. The possibility is 4 because in the first case there are 4 balls. Once you have taken out that ball, now the remaining balls are 9 only. So out of that 9 balls, what is the possibility of the probability of again getting a blue ball? Means again there are only 3 balls out of 9, so you can pick 3 out of 9, that is 1 by 3. So here 1 by 3, here 2 by 5. Total chances are 2 by 5 into 1 by 3, that is 2 by 15. Right? This is the way you need to think actually. Next, again, guys, this is a basic question from again 5th or 6th standard. I have already given you this kind of questions 3. Sum of the 2 numbers 24, difference is 6. Sum of the 2 numbers x, y are 2 numbers, their sum is 24, that is plus. X, y, their difference is 6. You just solve the simultaneous equations. You can get, if you are going to add, what will be happening? These two are getting cancelled. 2x is equal to 30. So x equals to 15. Now it is enough to substitute that 15 in any one of the equations, whether it is 1 or 2, doesn't matter. You will be getting the value 1. Now, what is the product of the 2 numbers? So he is just asking you multiply these 2. X is 15, y is 9. The product is 135. 15, 9. That's it. It's a basic question. Right? Now, average of 5 consecutive even numbers. I already told you. What is the form of even number? The form of even number is 2n. The form of odd number is 2n plus 1. Now, if you are going to take even numbers, 5 consecutive even numbers, so they are x plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 6, x plus 8, and so on. Right? The first number would be x, let it be. Then, yes, given. Their average is this one. That is, as we know that, again, average equals to sum of the quantities by number of quantities. Add all the numbers and divide with 5. You will be getting the x value is 16. Yeah, 16. Right? Now, I move to the next one. The same, more or less the same question. You can solve. Same question. So with this, guys, thank you so much. Tomorrow you are going to discuss about, we people are going to discuss about verbal aptitude. Stay tuned, enjoy, work on these problems so that you will get beautiful result. Thank you.